Alright guys, what is up and welcome back to a new video. This is going to be a bit of a different one. Alright guys, sorry about that, had to wait for Gladys to do her thing. This is Portal with RTX. Pretty much a new version of Portal that uses ray-traced reflections, lighting, global illumination, and, well, the works. Now, of course, if any of you guys don't know what that is, I will definitely explain a bit later, but first, let's get rid of this radio. And we're also going to talk about some of the exciting things that this is going to bring to the gaming industry as a whole. And check it out, we have an RTX 4090 there. Hope it doesn't explode and catch on fire. Alright, so right off the bat, I need to just express how gorgeous this game looks. Like, the ray traced reflections here look phenomenal, and I will show some before and after. In fact, I'll go ahead and do one right here just to show you guys the immense difference between these two versions. Alright, now we're gonna go through the portal here. Gladys is gonna say a few more things, but I think we should also discuss the elephant in the room. The laggy, slow, jittery elephant in the room. And that is that, well, I have a 3090 Ti, which is, you know, a very respectable graphics card in today's world, and I'm probably getting maybe 40 frames per second right now. But to be fair also, I am having a lot of issues recording this footage. I'm in a window right now, and I'm recording the window instead of the actual application, because for some reason it does not show up in OBS. Also, it keeps crashing every time I alt-tab, so that's also fun. But man, when everything comes together, it just looks amazing. So we can see here, this button looks completely different. In fact, I'll do a before and after right here. This entire scene looks completely different from the original. Alright, so what is ray tracing? Well, ray tracing is pretty much a more realistic representation of how light really works. So one of the things with ray tracing that is amazing is the bounce lighting. So for instance, the light coming from this window isn't just shooting through and the lighting's not baked in or anything. All the lighting sources in this game are fully ray traced, and I believe it's the first game in history to ever do that, which is why I'm lagging like balls right now. But I mean, for instance, from here, look at the bounce lighting from the window onto the nearby wall. It creates this almost photorealistic look that makes me really excited for the future of gaming. But also, one of the most important things about ray tracing is the reflections. So normally you have screen space reflections. There are no screen space reflections in this game to my knowledge, at least according to Nvidia. But ray tracing is not the only thing that's been updated. Go ahead and check out these textures. They look super high quality compared to what we're used to. Also, it looks like there's almost like some depth in there too. If you guys want to learn more about depth and how that works in games, check out the video I put in the top right corner. So alright, I'm also going to talk about one of the things that some of you might be wondering, especially regulars. Necros, why the hell are you playing this game? This isn't Gary's mod. This is the weirdest looking Gary's mod I've ever seen. Well, some of you OGs might remember that the first video I ever did was a Portal video. And this is kind of coming back to my roots, and I thought, you know what? Screw it. Every Source game is pretty much the same thing. This is pretty much Gary's mod, just with portals. Alright, so that really doesn't make any sense, but I thought I would express that regardless. But this is really cool too, check this out. So the lighting coming from this dispenser here is bouncing off of that wall, and look at this. You can see a very faint red glow coming from that. So that means that the light sources are not just bouncing one or two times, but many, many more. And if you want to fully customize this, by the way, go ahead and press Alt and X, and you can open up the graphics settings here. So you can see we're utilizing DLSS 3.0. Unfortunately, that does not work on older cards. Pretty much anything, you know, that's not the 4 series. Kind of stupid, but at the same time, it's whatever. We have DLSS, of course, because, well, what if we didn't have DLSS? I guess I should just show you then. This is without DLSS. It's a slideshow. We're gonna go ahead and turn that back on. It's insane, guys. It truly is insane just how performance intensive this is. So we are on auto, we can use quality, or we can even use balanced, and you're going to get better performance this way. So now, this is much better. I think we're a lot closer to 60 now, maybe like 50, 51. But the thing is, we are going to take a hit in quality, so the reflections are not going to be as high quality if we take this off. And just look at this glorious reflective button. Seriously though, it does look amazing. You're going to notice the reflections are not going to be as crisp, and honestly the entire image just by itself is not going to look as good. Now for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and use quality here, just to get the best looking quality, although the frame rate's definitely going to suffer. Alright, so I didn't get a good chance to really talk about the portals, which is obviously kind of the whole point of this game. But now we're going to talk all about the portal gun, cause we got it. Alright, so now we get a more proper look at what the portals look like, but again, just kind of taking in the lighting. It really does look amazing, especially with someone who has played this game countless times. It looks great, but it's funny because you get used to it so quick that you forget just how bad the old game looks in comparison. Once again, I will do a comparison shot right here, just to give you guys a good idea at how much has changed. Alright, so now that we have access to the portal gun itself, we can look at some of the effects that the portals have. So I will say that the performance seems to take a pretty big hit when you do shoot portals, but check this out. You can see a very faint orange glow, which is, again, that off glow from the ray trace lighting onto the ground from the portals itself, and it's just, it seriously is cool. It's kind of hard to tell the blue because, well, we already have kind of like a bluish wall here. My performance is just completely tanking. Don't worry though, guys, you'll have better performance if you do play in full screen, but since I'm playing in windowed mode, it is, it's atrocious. But also check this out, in the elevator, even the lights got an upgrade, so pretty much just all around, everything looks absolutely breathtaking. Alright, so now we get a good look at Shell here. She doesn't really look all that different. Well, I mean, other than the shadows, of course, which do get displayed now correctly. So the shadows just look awesome. They're always there. Once again, we can see some of that bounce lighting. It looks amazing. It's crazy how much that really adds to the scene. So I'm going to do another comparison here. I'll show the old portal and then the new one. Now the cool thing is that we get access to a bunch of cool features in here. For instance, the developer settings menu. Now we can really have some fun with this. I just think it's so awesome that you get full control over everything. We can even adjust the textures. What? Okay, now it's starting to feel a lot more like Gary's mod. So for instance, we can turn off the enhanced assets. This is incredible that you can do this in game. It kind of reminds me of, if you guys have ever played the Master Chief Collection, or just Halo Anniversary in general, when you can kind of go from the old engine to the new one. That's what it feels like. So if you guys don't know, this was made using NVIDIA's Remix, which is their new modding tools that was released with this version of Portal, and this is why I'm doing a video on this. This is why this is relevant to this channel, and that is because, well, modding is going to change forever. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you haven't seen the video that NVIDIA has made, I highly recommend you guys check it out because it's able to take old games, maybe like Half-Life 2, and completely revitalize it with new life. In fact, that is exactly what was done with Portal here. So just imagine how games are gonna look once modders get their hands on these tools, and they pretty much turn your favorite old games into breathtaking next-gen experiences. I'm just super hyped because, I mean, if you guys couldn't tell, I absolutely adore modding. It's probably my favorite thing about having a PC ever since I got into PC gaming for the first time, and obviously it's why I even made a YouTube channel in the first place. So to think that modding is going to go to a level that I never even dreamed it would ever be is really getting me excited. This really is just the tip of the iceberg, guys, but let me know what you think down below. Do you think this is worth it? It's kind of crazy to think though, because like, I'm pretty sure I get, well, probably the cap, which is like 300 frames per second on Portal normally, and now I can barely get 30 or 40. So I'm not gonna lie, it is a little scary to think that games might be even more intensive than this, but it could also be that this just isn't really all that optimized. So before we end the video, guys, because this is more of just a taste, you know, I'm not gonna go into every single feature, of course, but I kind of want to turn this off again just to see a difference. That is just crazy. Now, mind you guys, this is not turning all the enhanced assets off. Ray tracing is still on. It's just that the other enhanced assets are obviously turned off. So this kind of shows you just how much has changed, but I promise you the old game looks even worse than this. But yeah, it's just incredible. Like, again, like that orange bounce lighting, which, wait, is that coming from the portal? Where's that coming from? Oh, it's coming from the button. Oh, that's awesome. Alright guys, so I was gonna end the video, but you have to see how amazing this looks. So, Now we get a good representation of the ray trace lighting from an actual light source that isn't static, one that actually moves around the map and you can kind of see changes as it moves. It just looks incredible. Now I will say that I am starting to see a little bit of artifacting from DLSS, you know, kind of like that smudgy look on things that move, specifically reflections. But it's honestly not that bad, and it's way better than running at like 10 FPS. Alright, so once again, I'm going to show one last comparison from the old game to the new. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and actually do this. Now, I have heard that this does affect some of the puzzles, because obviously the lighting that's baked in usually helps you with some of the puzzles, and with it being more dynamic with ray tracing, it could cause a few issues, but so far I am having a grand old time. This is seriously next level. I'm excited for the future. Let me know what you guys think down below. As always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you do want to. I want to thank you all so much for watching this. Stay awesome, and until next time, farewell.